Thank you for joining us for our training today on a workflow by a licensed nurse working through CareAssist. As you know, you will log in under the Sign In with Matrix Care SSO, standing for Single Sign-On. You will put in your username and your password. Once you log in, you're going to pick your community that you will be working at. I'm going to go into the training facility. And then you will pick an EMR work list, and you'll have one for nurse-only administrations. You can push the start button. And you'll notice now all the residents that have been assigned to you under your work assignment. You may have a whole community, you may just have a memory care, you may have certain floors of the assisted living. Again, you can add a resident. If you didn't have them all already, there would be availability to add, and then you'll see a red X to remove. You as the nurse will have your own EMR. Unless you're doing medications, this EMR is for the nurse-only flow sheet. You could potentially have labs here, whatever flow sheets that you set up in that EMR work list. Again, I have my filters here so I can see what's due, what's late. I can put them both on. I can remove them. The thing that I have for me to do is pink because it's late, and you'll notice I have a red asterisk here indicating that I have a late task. Once I click on that task, you're going to see that this medication must be given by the registered nurse for whatever reason, or licensed nurse. And all I have to do is I take it out of the package. I would prep it. Things that the nurse only might do is injections, vitamin B12s, maybe a cancer medication, labs, maybe some wound care that we put onto that flow sheet through the order page. I would prep it, indicating that I've checked the medication. I punched it from the bubble pack. I've set it up. I go administer per orders. I come back. I will document that it was given or not given. Because it's late, I have to chart late or administered late, whatever the reason is. And maybe the resident was just unavailable earlier and wanted me to come back. Then I hit done, and of course I would complete. I do not have many things on the demo site to document. I can look at scheduled later to see that she has one tonight. And of course, if I have any PRNs only that I can see, then I would be under the PRNs. If I take off all my filters, all the residents will show up. I can hide the resident list. Again, I can get to the view service plan here. You'll see this is the resident banner. So those are anything that would be under the EMR. Under the to-do list is a shared to-do list with the other staff. Anything that comes from that evaluation, that's going to be on our shared to-do list right now. You'll notice that you can change your view of your page. I am just looking for things that pertain to the nursing, but I can also kind of keep track on the staff charting. So the 12 a.m. items probably shouldn't be here if it's 10:30 in the morning. I would assume that night shift should have charted them. Kind of keeps an eye on them. You'll notice there is a resident print preview in case we have a staff person that is not using the computer today. You could print out their services for them. You could change the view to a task group, which is what I recommend, this middle page view here. You'll notice the non-resident tasks don't display anymore. It's just resident tasks. And what I'm looking for is looking for that med treatment that is the nurse responsibility when we set up through the evaluation. That quality check that we want to do. And you'll notice here, I have 4 quality checks or med checks for the med treatments, and this is the nursing responsibility. I can see here that 2 have been completed, and I have 1 left to do. This is the quality check, and maybe this one is I have some syringes to fill by hospice medications, and I'm checking that EMR, I'm assuring compliance. I'm looking at all the PRNs that have been used. I'm checking that med card or room for expired meds. Is everything labeled appropriately? Do I need to reorder any meds? Do I have enough meds to get me through the next week? That is what this is all about, this med quality check. We have noticed that when we do check every week, we do have a reduction of medication errors. So it is a nice quality measure that you can do in your communities. And you can document that through your quality improvement program that you meet with quarterly. This is a great feature. And of course, we would verify narcotic counts at this time. Once you've completed, you just write complete and done. I would scroll back to my med treatments and I would just make sure all mine are done for the day. And I have 1 more to do. And I would complete and finish that one also. You'll see here it's grouped nicely. I can also view it by resident grouping. So if I want to see, I just did an evaluation and I'm curious, how it looks for the aides, I can certainly group it by resident and come in here and look at, we have some exercise programs at midnight for Kathleen. I probably didn't schedule that too well. Maybe I need to go back in that service plan and schedule. It's a good idea to come in and kind of review how you scheduled things to see if it made sense or not. Well, before you open up that evaluation, it's a good time to review what's in your to-do list. And then the last area is the tasks. So just like the aides, anything under resident tasks is an extra charge or an extra service that is not done through the service plan. So these are extra above and beyond. We do ask nurses kind of stay to the health related services or other, unless they're doing a bath or a transfer assistance or laundry, or if they want to document some behaviors, they certainly can here. But if we stick on the health related services, it's a little easier when we're managing our billing, because all these icons pull to a report called extra services. And then the director of nursing will review them and document if they need to be billed or not billed. So not that you have to document exactly on each tile, but you can pick a tile and then you can just hit complete. How many minutes did you document that service? And maybe I was processing orders for MD visit. So they had an on-site visit. She had a lot of orders and I processed and I want to track my time. So now I can see that I did my charting here. And if I wanted to amend my charting because maybe it wasn't 15 minutes, maybe I forgot and I had to go back and do more orders, I can go back and amend my charting. And I can now change this to 30 minutes because then the doctor came back and asked for more information. So I just have more data available. So by the time I got done updating the resident, the family, processing the orders, it was really more of a 30-minute meeting. So you'll see here now it changed it to 30. Again, I can use this view resident listing over here and I can document on any single person in the same category, or I can choose to use the blue hyperlink and go back to the beginning of all the tiles. So again, the nurse will do a portion of the to-do list. It starts every day at midnight and ends at midnight. Anything not completed will fall to the missed charting report. Tasks are anything that are extra and will fall to a extra service report that the director will go through. And then the EMAR will be for any labs, med administrations that are nurse only. So dependent on your orders, how you put your flow sheet onto that order, that's what it is pertaining to. Thank you for joining me today. Of course, I hope this was helpful. And if you do have any questions, please contact your supervisor or you can contact Linda Johnson. Thank you.